everyone, it's Desiree and I am here with Scrappy Tail Crafts, and we are going to make a standard A2 size card. I was very much inspired from this card, not only from my fellow teammates, but the art Sherpa. She did this painting, and she does acrylic paints and they're gorgeous, with something like this. I'll make sure I link it down below. Okay. I'm going to be using the Paris Eiffel Tower and the Umbrella Couple Layering Die Sets from Scrappy Tales. These are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I grabbed my Hickory Smoke, Black Soot, Uncharted Mariner, and Stormy Sky Distress Oxide inks. I'm using a piece of Bristol cardstock, and this is the Canson XL Bristol. And yes, that's what I used. I'm looking. And I'm doing my ink smushing. I'm good that with those white spots, I like those spots. I started with Hickory Smoke. I'm now coming in with Stormy Sky. I'm making sure that the Stormy Sky is up top of this panel. I want it heavier concentrated at the top. Let's say that. And you can see that when I push my paper down, I'm just hitting that top part. Again, we want this to look like a scene, and that's what we're kind of creating with our background. Now, after I did those two layers, I then very lightly ink smushed into the Stormy Sky all over the card panel, just to get that blue hint down below as well. But again, it's heavier up top. This is Uncharted Mariner. This is my second favorite color out of the series, the whole series. I just love this blue. I love the deepness of it. I'd love for him to make it indigo blue. Ooh. So this comes close to that. I'm going to put that towards the bottom, and I used my blending brush. And now I'm going to go with Black Soot around the sides. So this is going to kind of frame this panel and kind of shore it in. For whatever reason, I just want to frame because I'm not going to have a mat to this. I do use, and I get this question a lot, I do use a separate set of brushes to distinguish. I have one set for my dye inks and I have one set for my oxides, and that goes with blending sponges, smaller blending brushes, and everything else. Because I don't want to contaminate my dye inks with the oxide. I already took care of my die cutting. So what I'm using from the Paris Eiffel Tower is, of course, the Eiffel Tower and the lamp. Now I'm going to set the Eiffel Tower a little bit up to make it look like it's far away. Then I'm going to place this beautiful lantern. I love this lantern. This would be great on a Christmas card too. I'm just saying. And I'm putting that closer to the bottom of the card panel. So in a way, you're making it look like the Eiffel Tower's further back or farther away. Then I also die cut the top of the lantern in a pale yellow, and I'm going to put that on the inside of the lantern pieces. So we're going to do a little bit of die cut inlay. And there's two ways. So the first way, I pulled the pieces out and then I set them in. Another way is to take your piece and then just place it on top and then push those pieces down. That's another way to do your die cut inlay. I just chose to do the separate pieces on the outside and the pushing on the inside. But there are many ways, whatever's easiest for you. So now we're going to work on our couple. So this is where I got inspired. So there was a painting that she did, and I believe it was a girl with a red umbrella, and everything else was done in these colors. And you had this tree, it looked like a willow tree, but these branches were just coming over. It was just gorgeous. And this is what inspired this card. And my design team members, they've done cards like this as well and was very inspired. So I'm going to be paper piecing, which means I'm going to be taking different pieces of cardstock cut from this and layering them on top. When it came to the legs, I wanted to make sure, since I'm putting this on a black base, I went around the ivory of the legs to make that black too, so that you wouldn't see anything showing through if possible. Put the shoes on, I've put his shoes on, and yes, he's going to be in black, and I'm still layering him to have that same dimension as her. I've given her a gray dress, again, very monochrome. It's the umbrella that is this deep red. I'm putting one layer down. Oh, and I made her hair champagne. And then I cut this twice. So I put one down, and on the second one, I'm cutting into those areas that she's given us, making sure I'm setting this the right way. I'm going to place a piece of black cardstock in the center because I don't want the double-sided foam tape to show through. So I want the black to show through. And then I'm going to put glue around the edge of this umbrella and on top of that piece. I'm going to set the umbrella down, and then I'm going to push down on the sides of the umbrella. This is going to give it that 3D effect that makes it look like it's popping out off the page. And it's okay because I wasn't perfect when I placed it, but that's okay. You really can't tell unless you get really close up. I'm using my Prismacolor alcohol markers just to draw very, very simple, very sketchy, very sketchy, like a sidewalk or a brick walk. And then now I'm just going to go over this with my brown, again, just to put a base to the lamp and put a base to our couple, because I'm going to place them right in the center of that to make it look like they're standing near this lamp. I'm adding some sparkle to the inside of the lights and also the umbrella with my sparkle pen, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. I'm also going to, I don't believe I showed it here. I'm going to add some shadows to the Eiffel Tower. Now, because I added so much water to this panel, I am going to use my 2-inch double-sided U-line tape. This will stop it with all the warping that we had. It'll flatten the card out once I put it onto my card base. Now, when you put this on a card base or a flat surface, start at the top and roll it down. So you're going to curve it down until you get to the end. That is what will ensure that you have a flat card with this, even though it had all of that warping going on. I'm going to add some shadow to the Eiffel Tower. So I started out with a black, and I shouldn't have, but now I'm coming in with a cool gray, which is C3, just to blur that out. So it almost looks like badly, but there's a lot of smoke going around. Fog. We got fog going around here. But I did really enjoy this project. I hope you did as well. I will link, if I can find that the Art Sherpa video that inspired me. And then, of course, all of my design team members, they did inspire me as well. So make sure you check out their creations as well. All the products that I used will be listed down below. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Love to have you here as part of my group. And remember what is most important. Always, always be creative, guys. You are creating art and it's yours. And just know that. I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.